We've had our first splashdown from space in 45 years. Between that point in time and now, we used to use a reusable shuttle. And you want to know how you have to land that from space? Well, I've got a link here that is hilarious as it explains how. I'm Victor Medina, and this is 5 Fact Friday. Hey everybody, welcome back to 5 Fact Friday. I've got a series of fantastic links for you, but I gotta let you know a few things first. As you are already aware, this video newsletter is sponsored by Medina Law Group and Palante Wealth Advisors. In fact, it's one of the few places in the entire country that can take care of both your legal, financial, and tax planning needs, specifically as you go into retirement. And we'd love to show you how. In fact, what we've got coming up in August is an outdoor seminar. That's right, we're getting back out to the crowds. Well, probably not crowds. We're going to max out at 20 people here in our offices in Pennington. We're going to use our backyard space, and we're going to welcome about 20 people or so to an outdoor seminar where we're going to be talking about how to retire in a recession and how to make sure that you're prepared for a second wave if one comes. If you'd like to learn more about that, you should register for the seminar because, as I just said, space is limited. And we'll be practicing all of the right social distancing protocols. We'll be packing individual meals for everybody, but we do need you to register so that you can secure your table 1 or 2, in the upcoming seminar. If you'd like to learn more about that, click on the link in this video newsletter email, and we will get you registered. I know that space is going quickly. So let's get to the links for this week. The first link about what I am reading. You know, there's been a lot of research that is bringing us closer and closer to understanding whether someone's going to get Alzheimer's as they grow older. We're getting closer to a test that could determine whether or not you have a predisposition to getting Alzheimer's. And so if you'd like to read more about that, the link here is a little lengthier, but in fact, it is a fantastic examination of the research in that area. The second link for this week is what I am watching, and I hinted at that at the top of this video. In fact, it is a hilarious and informative video that walks you through how the space shuttle lands from space. As you might imagine, it is quite a complicated thing. This space shuttle doesn't have the traditional engines. It doesn't have the jet engine the way that your plane does when you go from one place to the other. So it really is a lot of craziness to get it up and in position so that it can just drift down and land in Cape Canaveral. So I urge you to watch that. Now, what's on my home screen is right in the middle of the important stuff that's going on with the pandemic. And in fact, Apple and Google are both coming out with ways to track contact in case you get hit with the COVID-19 or someone around you does. So if you get diagnosed or you catch it, the contact tracing is one of the most important ways that they can contain the spread, because they want to know who you've been around, and that way who's been around you, and so we can restrict that spread and let people know ahead of time so they can self-quarantine and limit how quickly this stuff spreads. You know, it does spread like wildfire. So if you'd like to know more about that, click on that link. Now, coming up in What's New in Legal, we have an article that shows that the estate planning is not just for the wealthy. You know, I've been talking about this for years. In fact, when we start talking about estate planning with people, we often let them know that we favor using revocable living trusts as sort of the chassis for their entire plan. And then they'll say to me, but I'm not wealthy. I don't need a trust fund. And I said, well, look, this has nothing to do with the fact that you may or may not get a trust fund sometime in your lifetime. If you don't have a trust fund, you might still need or want a trust based on the way that that particular tool helps you solve your problems. So this article talks in general about why estate planning is for people beyond just the wealthy, but you should keep it in mind for yourself. If you don't know whether or not you have a comprehensive estate plan, the answer is you probably don't. And if you'd like to learn more about what one would look like, I urge you to reach out to us and schedule a no-cost and no pressure consultation to learn more. Finally, in What's New in Retirement, I found a great link about why $100,000 is not enough in retirement. And look, on the title alone, you probably know that that's the case, but did you know that the average senior citizen doesn't even have $100,000. Now, the question isn't necessarily how much are you supposed to have, whether it's 100,000, 500, a million, 3 million. The question isn't about that. The question really is, what is it that you will need in retirement, and do you have a plan about how you're going to use it all? When you start mixing and matching Social Security, pension if you got one, and nest egg if you have it, and then you start to layer in your budget and what you might need and how to protect yourself against market volatility, what you start looking like you're getting is a plan. Now, if you've never had a comprehensive retirement plan prepared for you, boy, you're in for a treat, because one of the things that we're doing now for every one of our clients, not just the people that are looking for retirement planning, but also those folks that are looking just to get a legal plan in place, we are so committed to this idea that we can't do planning in a vacuum. We have to know what's going on and, in fact, do an examination around what you own, the way that you own it, and what your plan looks like in order to deliver for you a great estate plan that we are including our analysis on a full comprehensive plan for every client. And if you'd like to learn more about how we do that, again, all you have to do is give us a call at 609-818-0068 or drop us a line by email, and we'll fit you right in for a no-cost, no-pressure consultation. So let's go over the links again for this week. What I'm reading about Alzheimer's research and how far we are coming, how close we're coming to being able to spot it early. What am I watching? I'm watching a hilarious video on how to land the space shuttle. What's on my home screen? Google and Apple's attempts to limit the spread of COVID-19. And what's new and legal is that estate planning is not just for the wealthy. What's new in retirement is that $100,000 is not enough. If you'd like to learn more about all of these kinds of topics, what I urge you to do is register for our upcoming seminar on August 25th. It'll be outdoors, under the tents, socially distanced, and we'll even throw in some food. You just got to register to hold your space. All right, we'll catch you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye. Because if you're thinking about retiring, but you're unsure of whether or not you've got saved enough money to do so, you might defer to the $1 million rule of